from the south side of Brisbane in a place called Marsden in Queensland.
Look out, Rhino, over your back shoulder. Breaking news, the Victoria Zero, Lucas Roberts, is headed infield.
Lucas Roberts on the infield and is out of the event. His hands are up and he is done from Eagle Hawk in Victoria. Our heat race winner is out of the event, and we're set to go green in Heat 6 with the T6. And Corey Smith didn't go, but the Western Australian champion certainly did. And he gets over the cushion through that bump there, and he's vulnerable to the Aussie champion right now. Pavlovich is tight and goes to the concrete. And the seas have parted for the Aussie champion, Matt Pascoe. Says, thank you very much, and I am out of here.
Yeah, Australia number one for KRE Race Engines has got the racetrack all to himself at the moment. Corey Smith trying to wheel him in, and Chris Pavlovich, if he'd have that opening lap back, he would love to have had it. He made a good start, but made a bit of an error in turns 3 and 4. He sits in third place as the West Australian champion for Southern Haulage in Mount Barker in the Great Southern of Western Australia. Robbie Marchant, they tell me he's been racing since the Rolly Park Speedway days, a long time. Super sedan competitor. He's got the 2011 national champion Steve Jordan, the Joker, trying to find a way past him with that Dominator chassis. Mark Summers sits in 6th place. Further back is the 47 of Daryl Moon. And out of Loxton in South Australia, it's Kim Hammerstein, but Matt Pascoe, a handicap out in front, looking for those 36 points.
He's absolutely motoring. Corey Smith is second. Pavlovich is third, and not much else happening here. As Jordo, well, wants to throw a different opinion on that as he tries to throw the Lismore Nissan, or the number 7, the Joker, up the inside of Merchant. Look at Jordo running through the bumps to the middle of the racetrack, as the racetrack has certainly changed since the street stocks were out there. Jordo sticks it on the bottom and tries to get the run. And Jordo now just rolls off the throttle to set the car through 1 and 2 past the pit. But he can't get the job done. It's all Matt Pascoe. He's opened up a sizable lead down the back chute. He'll get the pillowcase. He's got 1 lap to go in his second heat race. Pascoe absolutely romping home in heat race number 6 here. The Aussie champ rolls through 3 and 4 and checkered flag time. He gets the win quite comfortably here from Corey Smith. Pavlovich will be next home. Marchant, Jordan, Mark Summers, Daryl Moon, Hammerstein, and Lucas Roberts didn't start the event and sits on the infield, but what a performance from Ipswich in Queensland. Put your hands together for Matt Pascoe. Matt Pascoe rolls into victory lane here for a quick chat. Mr. Sweet. Absolutely a professional at the wheel of this operation. Got the win at Murray Bridge last weekend after hurting the engine here in hot laps at the SA title a couple of weeks ago. And Matt, nice work there. Well done.
Yeah, cheers, thanks. Just like to thank Barnes Drilling, KRE, Race Engines, the Shock Shack, North to West Tyres, Liam, Brad, Ty, everyone that's helping, Brad and Zach, helping out on the car, and yeah.
Good on you, mate. Well done to Matt Pascoe. Let's check out your starters in heat race number 7. And that place has been made famous from a guy in Cornford. Layson will start from the 1. Peter Nicola on his outside, a former Victorian and Queensland champion. He travelled up and won a Queensland title in front of a good field at Mother Mountain Speedway in Gympie about half a dozen years ago now, but we're set to go green here. 49th running of the National Super Sedan title. Layson and Nicola on the front row, and we are hammered down once again here. Darren Kane got a good run off the second row on the outside, didn't he? Look how well free Nicola was as he got over the bumps and the car hiked up on 2 wheels, and Darren Kane is after it here. Look at the Ian Butcher Race Parts Generation 5 chassis right up on the back of Peter Nicola, and he's going to drive it in hard here into turn 3 and 4, Smalley. as Darren Kane goes to the bottom and is challenging for the lead already.
Yeah, Darren Kane after some big points after a 5th place finish in his opening qualifying heat in this year's National Super Sedan title. The Q36 trying everything in his power. He goes to the top side of the racetrack on the outside of Peter Nicola. Just had to try and duck back down underneath as Nicola just took that line away from him. Trent Wilson's right there as well as in the Queensland 44 from Darren Giacomani. And the crate model of the CT 525 on board the Victoria 16 of Ash Bergmuth sits in 5th from Mark Towers. Sam Roser and Kim Leeson rounds them out as Darren Kane, the South Australian champion, he won that title here a fortnight ago, trying everything to find a way past the Victorian champion of Peter Nicola.
Look at Nicola and Kane go at it. Kane stays upstairs. Oh! And contact there between the two, and you can see the scuff mark from the right rear of Nicola on the inside of the door of the 36 of Darren Kane. He goes back to position 3 behind Trent Wilson now. Giacometti is 4th. Ash Bergmuth is 5th. And Kane's going to stay upstairs and throw caution to the win here. It's a laps countdown in heat race 7. Kane back at it, right behind Wilson, who hikes the wheels coming into turn 2. Goes to the inside now, Darren Kane, and tries to see what the Gen 5 has got on the bottom of the racetrack here. Rolls it in, off the gas, grabs a brake and settles the car and drives past Trent Wilson. A nice move on the bottom, Smalley.
Yeah, nice move as Peter Nicola, the race leader, gets the white flag. Darren Kane now back into 2nd place, back where he started from. Before that incident, Trent Wilson, Darren Giacomani and Ash Bergmuth, your top 5. Bring him home, ladies and gentlemen. The former Victorian champion, Peter Nicola, wins heat race number 7 of this year's National Super Sedan title from Darren Kane, Trent Wilson. Darren Giacomani narrowly held off his fellow Victorian in Ash Bergmuth. Sam Roser, who won a heat race earlier tonight, will be 6th from Mark Towers. And Kim Leeson rounds him out in what was a pretty thrilling heat race at times, and Darren Kane, the 3-time national champion, was the one trying to make it happen for himself. But Peter Nicola did what he had to do to get those 36 points, but the racetrack just continuing to get faster and faster.
Peter Nicola from Traralgon in Victoria. His last start was the K-Rock Cup in Avalon, which he won, and he banks in 36 points here. Nice work, mate. Well done.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, it was a pretty fast track tonight, and car's fantastic. Started to get a little loose towards the end there, but we need to tighten her up a little, but we're on the right track.
Good on you, mate. Well done to Pete, who gets the win here in Heat 7 as Heat 8 rolls out onto the racetrack, and it's another cracker, Brad.
Oh, is it?
Indeed. It's a good-looking field. There's a couple of kids on the back straight. You could bop along here. You might get yourself on our live stream. Yeah, there's some kids on the back straight. Why don't you give us a little bop along here as the cars roll past? Oh, you're not playing yet. Okay, well, we'll get you something a little bit later. Dave Gardner at the point here as we get set for Heat 8 with the SA8. We're set to jet here in the national title. Gardner and Williams get after it as we go green. Gardner bangs it in hard on the right rear. Lee Williams is over the cushion in no man's land. And look at Mick Nicola Jr. rocket straight through into position 3 behind Jury. In the Jury's liquid waste, number 93. Oh, Nicola Jr. on the outside. That was a ballsy move there, wasn't it? He drove it in hard and stayed there. Smithwick up right against the concrete now. In the Proline NQ, number 63. Smalley, they are after it here as the racetrack is starting to widen up.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, Rhino. The racetrack definitely starting to widen now. We're going to see some side-by-side Super Sedan action for the remainder of tonight's proceedings. Here at the Borderline Speedway in Mount Gambier, South Australia. It's the Queensland 4. Lee Williams goes into 3rd, and Mick Nicola Jr. has been more than impressive in his opening 2 heat races tonight. He's trying to stalk the South Australia 8 and Dave Gardner in front of him, as it looks like we've got a bit of a bingle with a couple of the Victorians down there in turns 3 and 4 at the tail of the field. Ben Forkhead in 41 and the 24 Insane Chassis of Dave McKenzie facing the wrong way, and that brings on the yellow caution lights.
You didn't find out what happened to the Lucas Roberts car by any chance that last heat race? He pulled infield. You didn't find out any information?
No, just stopped. He wasn't sure. So hard luck for the V0. We're not too far away to get back after it here. Gardner looking to bank in. 2 from 2 perhaps, but Mick Nicola Jr. is rampant right behind him. As we get after it once again, they blow it in. Lee Williams is going to stay upstairs in the Amcor. Number 4 hailing out of Blackwater in central Queensland. Look at Nicola Jr. in the 23. Run on mid-track just underneath Gartner, trying to get it to rotate in on the corner. He looks good off the turn, doesn't he? Look at Nicola right here. But Gartner maintains the momentum on the top of the racetrack, and he's going to be hard to beat here in heat race number 8.
Yeah, 4 to run this next time around. Mick
4
Nicola
kids into the
Jr.
fence, mate.
As we got 1 around. Ben Forkhead, for not the first time in the race, his car has come to grief. And the Victoria 41 up by the pit gate. Down there in turns 1 and 2 as things really starting to get interesting at the front of the field between Mick Nicola Jr. and Dave Gartner. And I reckon probably the driver of the race so far, Rhino, a man from your home state, Lee Williams, doing nice things in the Queensland 4.
He's rolling around pretty good, and you can just start to see the racetrack change ever so much as it starts to slick one way on our live stream this weekend, powered by Pro One Race Parts. Gartner in control here. In the 8, it's a absolutely great looking hot rod. And he hasn't got far to run. Nicola Jr. will try to roll through the middle again. And look how good Nicola Jr. is right here. Well, he wasn't as good as Gartner that time, who looked equally impressive. Nicola Jr. closes a little, as Gartner's probably a little free, where the racetrack slicks off a little bit. And Nicola knows that, and he sticks the nose up at the inside, and Gartner is probably struggles a little right here. The car's free, and Nicola up on the inside. And a big, big finish coming here for Gartner and Nicola Jr.
Yeah, 2.5 laps remaining. Can Dave Gartner hold on? The 5-time South Australian champion. He just ran a little bit wide on the exit of turn 4. Just trying to use the top shelf of the racetrack. Nicola Jr. doing the opposite. He's on the bottom side in the Victoria 23 as Steve Latham has worked his way into 4th place. In the Tasmania number 8, Nicola Jr. again goes to the bottom side of the racetrack. They greet the white flag. Has he got it done this time around? Gartner throws the Castrol entry deep into turn number 1. Nicola Jr. on the bottom. Well-to-well Super Sedan action down the back straight for the final time. Nicola Jr. on the bottom. And the Victoria number 23 is going to steal 36 points. Right on the line from Dave Gartner. Lee Williams will get there for 3rd from Steve Latham. Justin Smithwick will be 5th from Kim Jury. And Kemble Waylett with Ben Forkhead rounding him out. But what a drive, Rhino, by Mick Nicola Jr.
Got the stealth black helmet, pulling the hands device. Look at these Butler full containment seats in these things. These drivers are super safe at the cockpit. And Mick, wow, what an impressive drive, mate. That was fantastic.
Yeah, thanks. When we pulled out and the track had gone off a little bit, I thought we were in a bit of trouble, but I think everyone got caught out a bit too. So, no, really happy with the car. It went really, really well, and yeah, no, we're stoked to get some good points.
Absolutely, mate. Well done to Mick Nicola Jr. from Traralgon in Victoria. I said in the fantasy tips he was a steal at the price, and there's no question about it. Let's check out your starters in heat race number 9. Back to WA, repair the car and rebuild and come back for the assault on South Australia. And he sits on the outside of the front row. How about Darren Enning and his trip down? They actually broke the trailer. The A-frame snapped. They had to repair the trailer to just get here. It's been a huge effort. And then he got to the Calcutta just in time to purchase Matt Pascoe for over $1,000. And Darren Enning, who used to be the promoter at Dubbo Speedway in New South Wales, starts from position 3. We're set to go green here. There's a crowd starting to build a little here. In Mount Gambier, we go green, a very even dispatch. Barton, wow, to see that car unsettle on the bumps through turn 1 there. Drives up the corner nicely. He's got Hicks right behind him. Anning is 3rd. Mick Nicola Sr., the former 3-time national champion, slides into position 3 in the 3. And we will keep our progress, or our eyes just further afield with Ryan Alexander and Callum Harper, who are battling deep in traffic here, further down to the field.
Yeah, Callum Harper working the top shelf further back in the field, but Ryan Alexander's made the most progress in the South Australia 47. He had a dominant heat win in the first round. He's worked his way into fourth. McCosker and Neil Whitnish is holding up. The two-time national champion out of Tasmania, Callum Harper, the third-generation super sedan driver. But Phil Barton, all the way from Broome in the far north of Western Australia, he leads heat race number 9 of the SSA National Super Sedan title for 2019-2020. He leads another West Australian in Gary Higgs, who hails from Forestdale in Western Australia, which is in the southeastern suburbs of Perth. The three-time national champion, Mick Nicola Sr., the Victoria 3, just rolling the bottom in third place from Ryan Alexander. Darren Anning, the New South Wales 21, sits in fifth from Rockhampton or Gladstone's Bob McCosker. He's a big part of the Super Sedan Association up there in Queensland from Callum Harper and Neil Whitnish. But Phil Barton, he's absolutely loving being out in front here at the Borderline Speedway in Mount Gambier.
He's absolutely flying. Absolutely has spanked him here in this heat race. It'll be 3 to run this time by as Ryan Alexander has a look. A little Bo Peep on the outside of Mick Nicola Sr. here. Alexander keeps the foot in the bucket on the cushion. Callum Harper right up there on the concrete as well. It's a good battle, third and fourth. There's 2 to run here as Alexander gets the upper hand in the National Karate. S47 and closing up on Higgs now. White flag will come out for Barton. He didn't finish either of the Grand National or the Grand Prix in Tasmania. He certainly won one of the feature races, the preliminary features on night 1. And Phil Barton in the 36 wheel bank 36 pointers. Alexander goes to the bottom but can't make it stick, and Higgs will get second. Ryan Alexander home in third. Mick Nicola Sr. As the yellow lights come on after the checkered flag, Harper gets fifth. Anning, Bob McCosker and Whitnish is how they finish heat race number 9. And this guy, they call him Filthy. Filthy Phil. And he's a huge supporter of Super Sedan racing right around the country. Certainly doesn't mind travelling around to have a race. He loves this, and he's got a smile from ear to ear. Well done, mate.
Thanks, mate. That was a great fun. I think I might have got the gears wrong. I'm still revving the absolute shit out of it.
We noticed.
Yeah, but I was out in front. I had no idea where the guys are going, so I just had to keep it going hard.
We had a pin, and he got the win. Congratulations to Phil Barton, our winner in that heat race. As another cracker keeps rolling out the gate. Let's run through our starters.
Just a miscommunication somewhere. Not sure where the miscommunication was, but he scores no points in this second round.
Was we set to jet here in heat race number 10. The Chief Steward laying down the orders, how he wants it. Give each other plenty of room as we go green, and Lionel West didn't go, and Lee Aylett said, "You little beauty," and I'll take that into turn 1 and 2 for the first time. As Blinkiron gets right up into position 2, he's got Moon right behind him as well. That's Tyson Moon, who's come from the back and is looking to bank in some points here. Cottrell's back to 4th, Susel is 5th. Lionel West start off the front row and is heading backwards in a hurry. He stays upstairs in the 71. He's got David Mush. Oh, there's contact between Lionel West and Trent Susel there. David Mush stays on the bottom. Cottrell turns around, and we will go yellow for the 63, who brings on the caution lights in turn number 2 in front of the wonderful corporate facilities here. It's a beautiful looking hill. And we hope it packs in and fills right up tomorrow night. It's a reasonable night 1 crowd for the restart here. There's still 8 laps to run. Lee Aylett wouldn't believed the opportunity he got. The green flag come out and the pole sitter watched. Ty and Aylett went straight to the front, and he's got the pen right. Number 22 right behind him as we go green once again. And Tyson Moon looks handy in the Moon's Earthworks, number 57 out of Bega in New South Wales. As we go, look at Mushy up on the inside of Trent Susel further back. He's going to roll the bottom and try to lock it on the concrete as Aylett's got a big puff of smoke coming out of the 4.
Yeah, it's coming from the engine room of his entry, and he's going to pull it straight to the infield. So rotten luck for Lee Aylett, who was out in front, and he has to retire the racing tyres and accessories WA4 to the infield. So all of a sudden, the Moon Man is out in front. The New South Wales number 57, that's Tyson Moon, 2-car entry out of Bega for this weekend's national title. He leads the Penrite, South Australia number 22 of Paul Blinker on, and David Bush from Kingaroy in Queensland has worked his way into third. It's the 2 7 cars of Trent Susel, the Victoria 7, and the New South Wales 7 of Wayne Dick are side by side through turns 3 and 4 in the battle for 4th place. Kim Cottrell and Lionel West, 2 veterans of super sedan racing in this country, battling out for 6th and 7th at the tail of the field. There'll be 3 laps remaining this time around. And can now the New South Wales 57 get a heat race victory? And come and have a chat to yourself, Rhino.
Yeah, Tyson Moon looks pretty good. A $2,000 pick in the Fantasy Speedway tipping competition, and a real good value at that, because there was certainly not an indication of his form or of his talent coming into this event. Tyson Moon leads with a lap and a half remaining here. He finished 10th in the South Australian title here a couple of weeks ago. And he rolls through turn 2 for the final time. Checkered flag about to come out. And the Moon's Earth moving, spit it out, Ryan. Number 57 from Bega in New South Wales, Tyson Moon gets the win. Blink Iron will get home in second. David Mush for third. Wayne Dick and Susel back to Cottrell. And Lionel West is how they finish heat race number 10. How about some noise from the man from Bega in New South Wales? Tyson Moon going over the scales. He was the random pick this heat. He's got some media duties to do. And Jake here just showing, I think he flexed a little bit there because he knew Brooke was right behind him on our RF camera. And Tyson just undoing the belts. It's a pretty cool looking suit too, with a little bit of fluoro. 57 there. He's all sort of tangled, and we put the pressure on them here. But he's pretty happy with that. Look, he's got a smile on his face. Hey, Tyson, well done, mate.
Geez, you can tell I don't get an interview with that dismantle the helmet. But yeah, that was good, eh? If we start off the back and we got a second in the first one, and geez, it was just good to get a win, eh? It's track's really good out there. Like, that's a credit to these boys, and hopefully it stays like that and it's real races.
With the fantasy tipping, I reckon you're making a lot of people very, very excited at home, because I reckon a few people are on you at $2,000, mate.
Yeah, that's it. It was good to get a bit of money for us. But hey, I can't thank my mum and dad so much for getting us here and spending the money, and my wife and my young fella up in the crowd. I love them to death, and my pit crew are doing an awesome job. Joby, my sister, and Graham Silk Race Motors, mate, they build a trend awesome motor. So thank you to them.
Well, it's an absolutely fantastic job by Tyson Moon, who gets the win. It's a first and a second. Impressive bank of points.